Hello, everybody. Welcome to Virtual TrekCon 3 2022's Science Quiz Show. Yay!
Oh my God.
Heck yes.
We're
back again.
We're back again. You haven't gotten sick of us yet, so we're glad you're still here. I'm Mohamed Noor. I'm a biology professor at Duke University, and I occasionally consult on science for some of the modern Star Trek series. Meteorologist Katie, you want to go next?
Yeah, so I'm meteorologist Katie Nickolaou, and I'm a broadcast meteorologist in Sioux City, Iowa, and I dream of consulting on Star Trek and other things, but mostly I just chase tornadoes.
Oh, she does a lot more than that. We'll come back to that in a minute. Dr. Ann Marie.
I'm Ann Marie Segal. I'm a medical doctor, and also I'm just obsessed with Star Trek and love Star Trek science in particular, and I think it's so inspiring. So it's good to promote that with science quizzes and getting everybody in the spirit of things, especially if they're that last Mars panel a couple panels ago, which was
fun.
Yeah,
that was
I'm
fun.
Watching that like 5 more times. It was just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we should take a quick moment real quick here to just acknowledge and thank the main organizer for this entire convention, Ryan T. Husk. He has been
thank you.
He's been putting in a ton of effort to keep things going, as well as Dr. Ann Marie and the other organizers too. So big thanks. We're happy to be here. We're very happy all you guys are here in the chat. So
there we go. We already got someone who says their husband was born in Sioux City, Iowa. So we have connections in the chat.
That's right. I've talked with her before about that. So let's talk about what's going to happen here. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask a series of questions. We're going to rotate. I believe meteorologist Katie's first, and then me, and then Dr. Ann Marie, and then we'll sort of rotate in circles like that. We're going to ask a question. It'll show up also on the screen as we ask it. You'll have a couple of minutes then, or a couple of seconds, not a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds then.
I don't know. Some of the questions are hard.
Some of them are hard. That's true. You have a couple of seconds then to type the answer into the YouTube chat. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait until at least 3 people have put in the correct answer. We're not going to say, oh, the right answer is blah as soon as somebody does it. We're going to wait till 3 people have said the right answer. And then we're actually going to score all 3 of those people as having gotten a point. So we're going to do this cycling through all the different questions. At the end, the top 3 scoring people have the opportunity to get prizes. Woohoo! So first prize for the highest.
There's that one little caveat. Sorry.
We'll come back to the caveats. I'll come back to the caveats.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So first prize is by our friend and colleague who also actually designed this T-shirt. I should note too.
Yes.
This is Malissa Longo. She has a store called Walking Art made by Malissa. First prize will be one of these cool masks. It's a Live Long and Prosper mask, appropriate for the Lappy Awards tomorrow.
Very appropriate.
That one, I have to note, they only ship to within the United States. So if you're somebody outside the U.S. who gets that, you'll get an alternate prize. Second and third prize, it's a little bit smaller. I apologize. Actually, a lot smaller. I apologize. You just get these little BioTrekkie magnets.
They are super cool, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
those
they're
that
on my
can't ship
refrigerator.
internationally. Ooh, man,
They're
You're suddenly in a cave.
Yeah, I know, right?
A Star Trek cave?
Pardon me?
There you go.
A Star Trek cave?
Yeah.
Some of the best episodes happen in caves, and some of the worst too, but some of the best.
So a couple of caveats. First, questions inherently are unfair. And therefore, I apologize if you disagree, but we're just going to keep moving. Second, there's a lag when you put something in YouTube chat. So when you type it and you hit enter, we don't see it for probably another somewhere between 5 and 20 seconds, depending on your internet speed, even though it looks like it showed up for you. So we're going to go based on what we see at our end. So if you're like, wait, I answered it long before Chuck A or whoever.
Yeah.
Maybe you actually didn't. It's just we're going based on the order in which we see them. And again, depending on your internet connection, there might be a lag. I've noticed that my phone tends to work better than my computer, but it's also harder to type on the phone. So up to you if you want to work that in there. Are there any other things we need to tell people before we get started?
Oh my God, I just had it. Yes. Every time we've done this, sometimes people who win come in like halfway through because it really is anybody's game the whole way through. Mm-hmm. And there's a mix of questions. So don't give up if after the first few you don't get a point.
Absolutely right. Same for people who join late, who won't hear this words, but if you join late, it's still a really good shot. So either way, great point. Thanks, Dr. Ann Marie. All right, are we good to go?
Sweet. I have the score sheet all pulled up, and we're set to do this.
Okay, give me 1 second, and I'll get up the first slide. I believe this should do it.
Awesome. Well, question number 1 is, the person in charge of the weather control systems on this planet was determined to be working for the Orion Syndicate. Ooh. I have been delving through the wikis trying to find weather-related and physical science-related questions.
Yeah. It's getting harder as we've done. This is our 4th quiz show. It's getting harder to come up with new questions than our ones we've asked
4 times.
before.
Oh, dang. Well, okay, good thing we listed this as easy because we already have all the people who have said it. Oh my goodness. There's a ton of answers, but the first 3 to get it were Robert, David, and Linda. Oh, and there's a cat.
Robert, David, and Linda. You said a cat got it? Oh, and you're...
Oh, yes. My cat, Radar. He likes
gotcha.
to make appearances occasionally. You're the science kitty.
So your cat's
We
name
love
is
you
Radar.
guys.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Love
He's
it. You have
adorable.
another one
And he
called
also is going to
Doppler.
show up. Yeah, they're both probably going to pop up on my screen here. But congrats to Robert, David, and Linda for getting the first points of this round.
Great job. Great job. All right. I believe I am up next. So I'll zoom out. So this is a microscopic Earth animal species known to be unusually resistant to radiation, drying out, and even potentially being in space, at least for short periods of time. This is interesting. Actually, I note on there it's from Discovery Season 1. For my questions, I'll often know which season it's from. We see some answers coming in. And I see that we have 3 answers already. So we can zoom back out. The correct answer, as many of you know, that wasn't easy. We're starting off easy to get you guys some points and just things for speed. So if you don't type fast, you might have a better shot later when things get harder. The correct answer is indeed the tardigrade. That is a microscopic Earth animal. It's interesting where you'd find it. People always think, well, since it's since it's aquatic, they think you'd find it out in the oceans. Actually, you find it just on little tiny bits of water on moss, like potentially out in your backyard or something like that. They are known to be actually quite radiation resistant. They can dry out and just live for long periods of time. And they can, at least some species can live in the vacuum of space and with radiation and things like that for a short period of time. Now, I think people exaggerate that a little bit, that, sometimes it's said that, oh, they can live in space for, maybe the ones that, for example, fell to the moon might still be alive. No, those are definitely dead. The ones that lived in space, it was like 99% died in like a couple of hours and 1% lived. So it's not like they like space. They're in pretty bad shape when that happens. So thank you. And who are our winners for that one, meteorologist Katie?
All right. So what I have for this one, we have Lunar, and then we have DJ Kitty Cat. Very appropriate. And then we have Terry Rose. Fantastic.
Congratulations to all of you.
And I saw some people say that on their stream, War.com was first in the comments. We're doing it based off of our StreamYard comment section. So it's a bit different than on the YouTube, for any confusion there.
Yeah. Apologies for that. Again, it sometimes does vary a little bit. So, all right. Are you ready, Dr. Ann Marie?
I'm ready.
All right.
Okay. So this is a little tricky. Arrange the following Enterprise doctors by, parentheses in universe, chronological order of their appearance. So you have McCoy, Crusher, Mabenga, Selar, and Boyce and Pulaski. Everyone's favorite.
I like this comment by One Trek fan. They start off easy.
Yeah.
All sense of security.
Yeah.
It's true.
Oh, hey, we have our brilliant host here.
Hey!
Yay.
What's up?
Okay.
Big thanks to Ryan T. Husk for organizing all this.
Ooh.
We have some variation in answers there. Dr. Ann Marie, you're going to have to tell us when 3 of them get it right.
Okay.
My dyslexia is kicking in. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh my gosh. I didn't anticipate how hard it would be to keep up with the comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really hard.
Yeah.
Wow. So the purpose of this question is to get us all ready for Strange New Worlds.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay, so what I can tell you right now is that nobody has it correct. But Drac or Rex was close. Marina course.
Everyone scroll up and try to find Dracorex. Okay.
Oh.
That's correct, Marina.
Oh, I think I know it.
Oh,
For one of the only times during this entire quiz show with it's not a question, my question, I know the answer to.
I bet you knew the tardigrade one.
I knew the tardigrade, yes, because they're cute. Tardigrades and axolotls are like two of my favorites.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
We don't have to wait for 3 if you want to just take the first
Or
one.
if
so
we can
keep
just get
moving.
one.
Do you have one?
The one who's closest. How about one who's closest?
Sure, let's do that.
Okay, so we're going to give it to Marina Krovchuk because she almost got it. So the answers are Boyce, McCoy, Mabenga. So that's the TOS crew. Crusher, obviously. And then I think what Dracorex got wrong was so she reversed. So it's supposed to be Pulaski and then Selar because she's Schizoid Man. Schizoid Man. To know him is to love him.
Who were the ones who won?
So we're just gonna give it to Dracorex.
Dracorex, gotcha.
Okay, and I'm never doing a question again where we have to decipher letters. Lesson learned. But now we're all ready for Strange New Worlds and the sequence of events in chronological in-universe order.
Who was the doctor in the cage?
Okay, so there's also one I left out. I can't remember his name. And then I started mine at Boyce, who I think he's in Cage.
I think so.
But there's one other one who I left out when I was like doing research because I was like, he's not my doctor.
Yeah. David Takechi says
Yes?
after Strange New Worlds and Benga.
I'm so excited for Strange New Worlds.
Are you ready, meteorologist Katie, for the next one?
I am all ready for the next one.
Awesome. Let's dive right in.
All right. From Ferengi weapons to Vulcan's forge, this phenomenon has been known to spark fires and even kill on Earth.
Wow.
Hopefully, yeah, we're still on the easy section for the weather, so enjoy it.
Yeah.
And also, yes, I do have a fun personal fact when it comes to the answer for this. Yeah.
I agree with you, Marina Krovchuk.
Oh,
we need
Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Combs'
Combs' voice.
Yeah.
Well, now we have a lot of people. Yes, the answer is lightning. And fun fact, this bolt is the one that almost unalived us when we were storm chasing. It literally exploded the road in front of us. So lightning is the proper answer.
So scary.
Yeah, the poor guy who was driving our lead car, he almost vomited on the side of the road because it was so scary for him.
Wow.
But we have, who all is first? We had Glenn Iverson. I'll give War.com that. Spelling errors are fine. And then we also have Lunar, who got it. Just Space Laser is correct.
Oh, I like the answer of the whips. Good one, Linda.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Can you tell us a fun fact about lightning?
Well, there's different kinds that a lot of people don't realize. There's negative lightning, which is the normal charge. You also have positive lightning, which is the one that was about 10 times stronger than a negative bolt. And then we have like ball lightning, and we also have jellyfish sprites. And just if you look up different types of lightning, your rest of your night is planned. So don't do it while you're watching VTC. Do it after.
Nice. All right, I believe I'm up next, so I'm going to jump in there. Mine is coming from Star Trek Voyager. Woo!
Woo!
What is the technical term for various membrane-bound structures within cells, inside of cells? Ooh, I like this. According to Queen, it's very, very frightening. That's probably true for lightning.
Oh, that's cute.
Hey, we have Malissa Longo here. Yay! There's our shirt represented.
Melissa.
Oh my God, fresh from
And her mask,
presenting.
too. All right, we have lots of correct answers now. So let me hop back out. The correct answer is indeed organelle. Oops, let me unhighlight that one comment.
Ooh.
There we go. Is indeed organelle. So those are various structures, like for example, the mitochondria, the nucleus, all those things that are inside the cells. Those are called organelles, and what's special about them is they are actually all membrane bound. That's something you tend to find in these eukaryotic cells, which are really cool. Now, it's funny, on the Star Trek cruise, we actually had organelle as one of our biology balderdash questions. And I love what Jane Brooke suggested, that as a fake definition for an organelle, it's like a really small organ, like for a small church.
Nice.
I thought you were going to say you named someone an
so small,
organelle.
it only gets an organelle.
That's cute.
That was funny.
Awesome. Well,
So who
we
got
have winners
those
for
winners?
we have winners for this round. We got Lunar, who came in first. Then we also have Dracorex and DJ Kitty Cat.
Fantastic. Thank you. Good job, guys. I see lots of people getting the right answers. So this is great. All right. Are you ready?
All
Dr. Amber?
set?
Oh, yeah.
think
I'm like so caught up in the fun chat. Okay. So regulations state, Starfleet regulations, all research personnel on alien planets are required to have their health certified by a starship surgeon at blank intervals. So every X amount of time. Sounds like regular. That's be specific, as they used to say in med school exams.
Yeah. Regular is probably a little too vague. We appreciate that.
Well, weekly. Dracorex, where are your people being sent to?
Yeah.
Or not the
Okay,
same
yes.
place as DSO with 7-year intervals.
Yeah. That's for like PON-FAR pregnancy type.
Yeah.
Okay. Yearly is the correct answer. So we have that. I think, is it Glenn Iverson, Robert Kaiser, and David Gregory?
Well, scrolling back up, we've got the first person to say yearly is George.
From
and
Cyprus.
then we also have then we also have Glenn Iverson, and we also have Robert.
Awesome. So what I will say about this question is this is my PSA, because with the pandemic, people have not been able to get their medical routine, maintenance, healthcare checks. And so since cases are a little bit down, at least in America right now, make sure you're getting in for your annual or biannual or triannual, depending on your healthcare plan. But make sure, if it's been a pandemic, you definitely haven't been checked in a couple of years. So make sure you get in for your routine healthcare check with your primary care provider.
I'm
PSA.
planning on going and getting a blood draw here because I've been putting it off. And I'm just all the time, whenever I get like needles and stuff, I always pretend like it's like a Romulan interrogation. And I'm like, I'll never tell you where Kirk is.
That's
like,
okay. I'm stealing that because I just looked away. That's so boring.
I just feel like you're in Starfleet
mode. Oh my god, I love you, Katie.
We should add to Dr. Ann Marie, this also applies for like dental care. So like if you haven't been getting your cleanings, they can do it. And I've gone to the dentist and they take a ton of precautions. They're wearing the face shields, they make you rinse out your mouth. They're doing a lot of precautions there. But don't just wait the pandemic out because it ain't going away anytime soon. So
just scream there are 4 lights at your doctor.
George. Oh my god. I just pretend they're checking to see if I'm a changeling.
That's awesome. Great Deep Space Nine reference.
Okay, sorry to hold up the quiz.
No, okay.
Oh my gosh, all ready to go.
Awesome.
All right. In what episode of Star Trek Voyager does a strong storm system destroy Captain Janeway's insect traps, ending her research for a cure for a viral infection? And there's a little clue there with a nice picture.
Yeah, it's all right. I just stuck that on there. I was like, I love those guys.
I know Charlene Schmidt was on. She would get it.
She is on. She's the profanity.
Yes. Oh wait, she's in the comments.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Katie Shar. Katie's a massive fan.
I've been listening to you forever. You got me through my internships. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yes. Oh, I put that. That was my graduation cap. Actually, was to the journey. So I'm a nerd. But we have the answers here popping up. It's resolutions. It's the monkey episode. It's the Janeway Chakotay shipping episode. But it also has weather in it, so I get to include it.
It does.
Oh gosh, but we do have a couple of winners out there. We have David, who was first. Then we also have Lunar, and we have Faith. So good job.
Awesome. I think I'm up next, so I'll jump right in.
Okay, how many times is resolutions going to be mentioned in this convention? We definitely got it during the Voyager documentary panel. We'll see how many more.
It's a great episode. It's fair.
It's amazing.
All right. So what is the term for the state of steady internal physical and chemical conditions maintained by living systems? Often, just for the whole system. So this was mentioned in the season 1 finale of Star Trek Picard.
Okay. Glenn Iverson said he's been using his Ferengi tooth sharpener. I got it in the garage sale.
A lot of people are writing equilibrium. That's not what I'm looking for there. I think we have enough people though. Yeah, we have 3 people who said the correct one there that I was looking for. So the answer I was looking for, and I apologize because I know equilibrium sounds right. I was looking for was homeostasis specifically. Homeostasis. I saw multiple people got that in there. So I mean, it's this self-regulating process by how any living thing will maintain its internal stability while adjusting to external conditions. Because obviously, like you're encountering different sorts of conditions from the outside, but things inside can't just be like changing wildly. And it's important in that sense. It's dynamic. It has to adjust in different ways. Oh, it's cold outside, so I need to warm you up. Oh, it's really hot now outside, I need to cool you down. For example, for us, but it's different for different organisms. But homeostasis is the correct answer.
Awesome. Well, in that case, we have DJ Kitty Cat coming in with that. We also have Rise of Truth and Faith.
Awesome. Rise of Truth has a really cool YouTube channel, by the way, too, so people know.
Ooh.
Yeah. Are you ready, Dr. Ann Marie?
I am.
All right. We'll dive in for the next question.
I know we both love this episode. All right. What did the Mariposans extract from Riker and Pulaski in Up the Long Ladder? A, lung, B, brain matter, C, their spines, or D, DNA?
I like choice C.
Also, all of these have been mentioned as being extracted in Star Trek at some point. So it's not as easy as it sounds.
Oh, we have a ton of answers there.
Okay. So the answer is yes, it's DNA. So I think we just check. Oh, yeah. So for this one, Mohamed and I have talked about this episode before, and we think that they're probably trying to get the gastric stem cells, but then they can do clones a little bit better than what's been going on in that Mariposan homeworld. It's pretty shoddy work. But what's really interesting to me as a former surgery resident is that they just like take a needle and friggin' stab it in the person's stomach. Maybe they're using the landmarks as like right below your rib cage in the center, but also you never know specifically. So I'm always like, get on an ultrasound. Make sure you're not perforating any intestinal organs or intestines. It makes me very nervous every time I watch it, but apparently they survive.
Yeah, and the reason they're using stem cells is because most, like for example, you get skin cells can make another skin cell, but stem cells, what's cool about them is they can develop into any other kind of cell. So that's why those are especially useful. Yeah. But yeah, it was very dramatic there with those giant needles, and they're just going down into their bodies.
Yeah,
very
you
odd.
Could say stem cells are gold, but then they get a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, our winners for that round, Cerulean Blue, and then Chuck A, and then Alex's Brain. First time for Alex's Brain.
Awesome. All right, we're going into round 4. You ready, meteorologist Katie?
Oh, all set?
Oh, but people who said B, that's B'Elanna Torres with Vidians.
There you go. Often seen as a plot device in Star Trek, what is the term for the process of transforming a planet to allow it to support human life? This is something that people can do with their backyards if they're inhospitable in dry areas. Oh, wow. Well, I guess that was an easy one. Good heavens. Okay, yeah, terraforming or just terraform processes. That's exactly right. And that's really cool, in my opinion, because it can change microclimates. If you take your backyard and you add a swimming pool, you're adding moisture and humidity. So technically, you're changing that little miniature climate and adding humidity. So really interesting stuff on a small scale or on a planetary scale.
Yeah, and terraforming actually just came up on here on the virtual TrekCon an hour ago on the Mars panel. We were talking about like why it wouldn't actually make so much sense to terraform Mars, because even if you gave it an atmosphere, it's just going to lose it again because it can't hold on to it. It gets wiped off by the solar winds because it lacks the what do you call it, the magnetic field to hold an atmosphere there. So
time to find another planet.
Yep, not moving to Mars anytime soon. At least not permanently.
Oh my gosh, seriously, the panels on this have just been insane. But we also have people who are typing insanely fast. We have Cerulean Blue, we also have Glenn Iverson, and Lunar coming in at the top 3.
Awesome. I believe I'm up next. After we do Dr. Ann Marie, let's do a status count. So we'll do mine.
Status report?
Yeah, status report. There you go. All right. What is the technical term for cells or organisms containing more than 2 copies of each chromosome? And one of the places where this came up was in Discovery, That Hope Is You, Part 2. That was the season 3 finale, not the most recent season finale.
And that's just the best picture ever. I love it so much.
Which picture?
The picture on your slide.
Oh,
It was so happy.
It's just amazing.
It's
That's
the
from
best.
Starbase Indy in 2017. They had
I
a
love it.
full bridge of the Next Generation.
Man, I wish I was going to cons back then. That would have been so much
I
fun.
know, me too.
Notice I said more than 2 copies of each chromosome.
Ooh.
More than is very important. There's some interesting, maybe made up terms there.
That's how I got through physics class, was just making up terms.
that's what we do in science. No, I'm just kidding. No, we don't.
It works. No, you find something new, make up a term. There you go.
Oh, I think we have 3 now. So the correct answer is polyploid. A lot of people wrote diploid. Diploid actually means having 2 copies. So the question was more than 2 copies of each chromosome. So I mean, there's surprisingly. So this came up in the context of Sukal. Sukal was supposedly a polyploid. So something had happened as a result of the radiation that made it so maybe when the fertilization happened between his mom's egg and his dad's sperm, essentially a doubling had happened. So he had 4 rather than 2 the normal copies. This is not unusual. There's actually a lot of polyploid fish. There's some polyploid frogs. Tons of polyploid plants. I mean, I think strawberries have like 8 copies of all their chromosomes. It's bizarre how common it is. It's very, very, very rare, if present at all, in mammals. I think there's one rat that's supposedly polyploid. There's even some question about that.
That's sketchy.
There you go.
And I believe I just heard you talking about this on Inglorious Trexpert's briefing room.
That is
the new episode that came out yesterday.
That is
with
absolutely
Lisa Kling.
That did come up in that context.
Yeah.
Yep, because I was the one who inserted it into the episode. So thank you. Who were the winners for that one?
All right. So for that one, we had George Charalambous. I think I'm saying it right. I'm going to try and get the names fully in there.
George.
Robert Kaiser, and then DJ Kitty Cat.
Awesome. Dr. Ann Marie, are you ready to go?
I'm
Or
ready.
do we want to do a check-in with the score count?
Right after Ann Marie's. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Which doctor surgically replaced the captain's heart?
Which captain? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I left it
Point.
vague.
Oh, thank you, George. I appreciate that.
Aw. Seriously, the chat's so kind and just nice
Yeah.
and full
Woo.
of C's.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh.
Okay, however, Dr. Crusher stole his heart.
Not the same.
Yes. That's the trick. Okay.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
what's really interesting about that episode, though, is just the idea of like a full mechanical heart or an artificial heart, which isn't like, maybe in the future we could get to that with the way that they're growing biographs. But some of the interesting other things that would come up are like mechanoreceptors, which are like some of the ways that you can tell as blood is going in and out of the heart, like just sensing, making sure there's equilibrium, and also just ways to regulate the blood pH and the blood pressure, all of those different receptors, but then also anticoagulation. So like if it's metal or like not a biological material, or treated with a biological coating, then you have anticoagulation problems. So it's kind of like if you're shot with a Jahadar weapon, your blood will like be too thin to clot and then you'll bleed out. So there are just a lot of things to think about, especially when it comes to heart and blood. So I know none of that's in the episode really, but it's really fun to think about for headcanon and for maybe future episodes of Star Trek.
Absolutely.
You never know.
Well said. Well said. Very cool science in there. Thank you, Dr. Ann Marie. Meteorologist Katie, let's say first who got the first 3 for that one, and then let's do a score check.
Absolutely. We got Cerulean Blue, then we got Jamal Taylor, and we got DJ Kitty Cat, all coming in with the answer of C. And then looking at the scoreboard, I'll just list off the ones who have points for now. We have Chuck A with 1 point, David Gregory with 1 point, David Takechi at 1 point, Dracorex at 2, Faith Howell 2, George Charalambous 2, Glenn Iverson 3. Then we go down towards Linda Anderegg. I think I got that right. 1. Lunar Nimio got 5.
Whoa.
With Lunar.
Lunar.
Yeah. Oh, I know, right? And then we got Terry Rapsy at 1. Wardog Heim at 1, Robert Kaiser at 3, DJ Kitty Cat with 5, Rise of Truth at 1, Cerulean Blue at 3, Alex's Brain at 1, and Jamal Taylor at 1.
So DJ Kitty Cat was also 5. So they're the two
Yes.
in the front runners. Awesome.
Two
Good job.
front runners.
It still is anybody's game, though. Even people who are just tuning in now, we've had people, including people who are currently in the chat, like just come from 0 all of a sudden to winning. So,
Oh yeah, it's totally
Still
possible, especially with like the harder questions too.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yay. All right. Are you ready, meteorologist Katie, for your question?
Ready to go?
All right, let's dive in.
All right, fill in the blank. Blank storms make the Badlands one of the most dangerous spots for both Maquis and Federation ships.
Ooh.
I love this portion. Of the space. The Badlands are so cool.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's not thunder.
No, yeah. That would be really fun if you had thunderstorms in space.
No.
But yes, we have plenty of people chiming in with the correct answer, and that is plasma storms. And in the art for it, it actually looks like they have some circulations and pseudo tornadoes made out of plasma, which I would not mess with. I would stay far away from plasma-nados.
What is plasma? I'm assuming not blood plasma.
Plasma, yeah, no,
question.
plasma. In fact, plasma is one of those things that we don't talk enough about, and I don't talk enough about because I don't know the exact answer.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That's okay.
I will be brutally honest, but I can do a Google search for it, and I'll be back after you guys go with your.
Totally fair.
But yes, plasma. We have David Takechee getting it, as well as Wardog Heim and Jamal Taylor.
Fantastic. Good job, you guys.
Yay, Jamal!
There we go. It goes to show Jamal popped up. Boom, 2 in a row.
Yeah. All right.
He's my
Come up
trivia teammate sometimes in New York, and we do really well.
Nice.
We have an answer here.
Oh, there we go. Plasma. Isn't it a gas of ions?
Yeah.
Well, I'll do a Google search and I'll be right back with the answer.
I'll pull up the next question in the meantime. All right. Star Trek talks mutations often. I didn't put a series for this because literally it could be any of the series. But a real mutation arose in Europe 7,500 years ago and quickly spread among European humans, conferring this effect. And I'm specifically talking about what does the mutation, the new version, do? It's very important. So mutation is just a novel genetic variant. I like one of the answers is evolution. That's true, but that's not the answer I was looking for. Ooh, we have a lot of different answers in here now. This is good. We're getting a little more challenging. I like it. I like this one.
See, you can be brutally honest.
Totally fair. Totally fair.
No idea is an acceptable answer. It doesn't get points, but it's an acceptable answer.
David Takeshi says he likes Linda's answer too. There are correct answers in there. I only see 2, I believe, though. I don't see a third. Give it just another second and we'll just take 2 if we don't see it in there.
Shrugs.
Yeah, I like this. I don't think I'm that old. All right, let's stop with 2. So the correct answer is lactase persistence or lactose tolerance. So, and actually somebody wrote lactose intolerance just now. I guess we'll go ahead and take that, I guess, because I hadn't said it yet. It's close enough in this case.
Okay.
So, but the reason I was trying to get people to saying what's the new version, because if you go back 10,000 years ago, all humans were lactose intolerant as adults. I mean, obviously babies aren't, because obviously, like, as mammals, we nurse our young, right? But modern humans up to 10,000 years ago were all lactose intolerant up to 10 as adults. And what happened is this new mutation arose in Europe that spread among Europeans to confer this ability to digest lactose, like cheese or milk or things like that, into adulthood. So that's true for you European folk. Not so much for me or for other folks too, because I mean, different mutations arose in Africa and the Middle East and places like that to confer the same effect. What essentially happened is we all have the gene to obviously like produce lactase, but it's turned off typically after about age 5 because it didn't really matter. So this was something that basically allowed it to just keep on making that enzyme into adulthood. And again, basically different genetic solutions came up in these different populations. So it's Pretty cool.
I would slowly wither away if I couldn't have milk products. I would hate it.
I'm glad you were born today and not 10,000 years ago.
Indeed, yes, because now I get to meet you lovely people.
Oh, wait.
But we do have
we have to
those,
just say victory is like the video. Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
there you go.
continue.
Please do.
Well, yes, we do have 3 people for this. Becca, and then we also have War Dog Heim, and we also have Glenn Iverson.
Yeah,
Wait.
War Dog, I'm to his credit. He answered it really quickly. So kudos to you, Bill.
Nice.
What? Becca's here? My brother's girlfriend?
Yes. There you go.
I don't know. There might be more than one Becca, but I don't know.
It is. It is her.
Oh, it is her. Oh, fantastic. Are you ready, Dr. Ann Marie?
I am.
Awesome.
Okay, I lied. Okay. What did Crusher give Guinan in the Next Generation episode Suspicions to avoid a certain condition in the future? Like in the future of Guinan's life, not in the future if she time travels.
It's all wibbly
Becca
wobbly.
says, hey, back.
Yeah, life without cheese wouldn't be life at all.
Ooh, I like this answer.
That would be an interesting vaccine.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not going to highlight Becca's answer
Yeah.
there.
I think we have it. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Not going to
Wow.
highlight that one.
Okay. Do we have 3 of them?
I saw at least 2.
Okay.
I haven't seen.
Me
any
too.
catch
I'm
up.
like, oh yeah, we have them. Okay.
Yep.
So yes,
Okay.
the answer is a new tennis racket. So
Woo!
because Guinan, that's the episode where Guinan pretends to have tennis elbow to get to talk to Dr. Crusher about what's going on in the episode. But basically, tennis elbow isn't necessarily from tennis. It's like the generic term for lateral epicondylitis, which is like a tendon overuse injury. Other overuse injuries are like carpal tunnel syndrome. A lot of times they're caused, well, just obviously by overuse, and you're getting that tendon irritated, or if like a tendon's running through, for example, carpal tunnel, if it's running through your wrist, it runs through in a tight tunnel. So if you like overextend it a lot, it gets swollen, and then there's nowhere for that pressure to go, and it hurts. So yeah, it's a repetitive motion injury, and I just wanted to also highlight that sometimes like an invasive or medical procedure or medications aren't really the best option. It's kind of like nice to start at the one that's the least invasive, because getting a new tennis racket has like 0 side effects unless you're allergic to like the wrapping on it or something.
Yeah, oh, no.
But it's always nice to start from there. But I just love that episode, so I had to include it in the quiz.
That's awesome.
Nice.
You got me paranoid. Then I took my hand off the mouse. Then I was like, I don't want to get carpal tunnel.
I had that once
Yeah.
during a summer of research where I just clicked constantly, and wow, do I have any respect for people with carpal tunnel? At least I've never
Yeah.
had tennis.
Yeah.
Such intense.
Definitely.
So who are our winners for that one?
Our winners are Dracorex, Glenn Iverson, and a new one, Michael Armbrust.
Oh, welcome, Michael.
Okay, but the answer is not Saurian brandy or Fireball whiskey, which I poured to do Greatest Generation cocktail hour and then never even got a chance to do because the chat was so
Aw.
fast.
Thanks, David.
The more you know.
Meteorologist Katie, you said?
Yes, but I must explain plasma if we have time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, please.
Okay, so I have this from the Plasma Science and Fusion Center from MIT. And they say that plasma is superheated matter that is so hot that the electrons are actually ripped away from the atoms, forming an ionized gas. So ionized gas, yes, but plasma, it comprises about 99% of the visible universe.
Wow.
No
Wow.
idea. In the
I
night
didn't
sky,
know
you know,
that.
the plasma
Sounds
is
so
glowing in the
violent.
forms of stars and nebulas and auroras, and for the fact that it's all over the place just is kind of crazy.
All right.
So Ion was right. Winky face.
Yeah.
Partially. It was a
We're
part
going with
of
we're going with
plasma
what they said in the episode, not
in the show.
Yeah,
Yes. But now we're
exactly.
ready for the question.
All right.
All right. While Zefram Cochrane is the father of warp drive, Blank is the father of modern tornado science.
I suspect a lot of people right now are on Google, father of modern tornado
Exactly.
science.
Oh, no. Honestly, every time that you have a tornado ranking that comes out, it's his name that is included in it. So, oh, why are there so many people who know this? I thought this was going to be hard. Okay. It is indeed Dr. Ted Fujita, who modernized tornado science back, he only passed away a few years ago, honestly. And he would actually go out and study from aircraft, like the tornado tracks, and you could see the spins. And he was the person who decided that some tornadoes are made up of multiple suction spots rotating around a central core. It is just, Ted Fujita just is an amazing soul who helped out. And the Fujita scale, when you hear like an EF3 tornado, that's the enhanced Fujita scale. He actually is the person who gave us the ranking scale for tornadoes. There wasn't one before then other than disaster. So up there in heaven.
Run.
Thank you, Ted.
Great question. Great answers.
All right.
Who are our winners for that one then?
Our winners for that one are War Dog Heim, Lunar, and D-So. Doppler the cat. Doppler the cat is currently taking a nap on my bed.
We love Doppler.
No science for Doppler.
No, I think I'm up next, so I'll jump right in.
Actually, wait. I messed up. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay. This is the substance that makes up the exoskeletons of insects. This is from the most recent season of Discovery. You might remember those little beetles on that planet with the prison.
Yeah. They were no Stewart.
Oh, well, a lot of people got that. Woo! That exploded in the chat. Were you going to say something else, meteorologist Katie, before I go into this?
Yes, War Dog Heim accidentally put a different name. It was similar, but it was different. So I have to give that point to Glenn Iverson for Fujita.
Okay, fair enough. So the right answer for this question I just showed about the exoskeleton of insects is chitin, Chitin. That is a polysaccharide. So it's basically like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen extended out there. What's interesting about chitin that people should know is that it can induce allergic reactions in some people. So it's going to be transition a little bit to the medical there. And there's a thing, for example, called crab asthma that, some people who work on crabs for a really long time, they actually develop this allergy and an asthma associated with it. And this happens, I know people who work on Drosophilus. I work on Drosophila fruit flies. If you handle them a ton, you actually can develop an allergy to that polysaccharide. So
that's amazing,
right? Pretty crazy.
Oh my god!
I started to say it's awesome, but it's like
so
it's not awesome. It's just crazy.
That's really fascinating.
Science is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. So who are our answers for that one, or who are our winners for that one?
The winners for that one are DJ Kitty Cat. We also have War Dog Heim and Lunar.
Oop, I clicked the wrong one. I was trying to click.
Wow, that is some really cool information.
Yeah.
This is just an exchange of
don't
science.
Don't touch insects too much or breathe in stuff where they've been a lot. It's bad.
I'll try.
All right.
Don't
ready,
touch
Dr. Ann Marie?
bugs. I am.
All right.
Okay. Who altered the doctor's program so his simulated cold would last longer and teach him a lesson about empathizing with his patients?
Oh, I like this from Jamal Taylor.
Ooh.
We have a couple of different answers. Wow, we have a lot of different answers showing up there. Whoa.
Oh, this one was tricky because his program was altered a few times.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going so fast. I think, so we have
There's three of them there, yeah.
So Tess, not to be confused with Bolana, who altered like his family program to make his family life less idealized. Perfect. I was gonna say the name of that movie, but I couldn't remember. Anyway, so the only thing to take away, well, not the only thing, but the important thing to take away from this is never underestimate the importance of empathy. And it's not like you can teach it, but med schools now especially really emphasize it. And you have multiple semesters of at least once a week meeting in small groups for hours to make sure that it's always first and foremost in your mind, because it goes a long way. And after that episode, the doctor is a much better doctor.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. Who are our winners?
Well, we had some fast people in the comments section. Had Louise A, followed up by Robert Kaiser, and we also had Alex's brain. All
right. That's great. Are you ready to go up next, meteorologist Katie?
All set?
We're rocking this, and we're actually right on time, too, so this is perfect.
Heck yes. All right.
we've
Contrary to
done this
popular
before.
belief, meteorology is not the study of meteors. The term for the science of studying meteors is blank. Yes, this I love when kids ask me, "Oh, that means you study meteors?" It's like, no, I study the wind. It's boring compared to meteors. But actually, when I was looking up the answer for this, I had a tough time pronouncing it. I was sitting here, I was like, how am I going to pronounce this? This is interesting. But yes, okay, wow, a lot of people already understand this more than I did. But yes, the correct answer is meteoritics. So basically with meteorology and meteoritics, the meteor comes from the Greek term for something that comes from the sky. So technically it's both right. One just comes a little farther up. So,
that's great.
Yes.
I love that.
Meteoritics is correct. We have Glenn Iverson. We also have close DJ Kitty Cat, but I have to pull it more towards lunar. And then we also have Michael. Getting that extra T in there is key.
Awesome. Good job, you guys. I am up next, so I'll jump right in. What is the technical term for the biologic clade featuring snakes, and specifically the one mentioned in TNG Times Arrow? I know people might be thinking part 1 or part 2 is in both. So it doesn't matter. It's funny, actually, when this showed up in the episode, I was like, what is that? Is that like the name of some alien or something? I Googled it, like, oh, no, that's like a real term. Oh, I hadn't heard it before. I don't work on snakes either.
Those pictures of the people cosplaying, like that nurse and the guy with her with the box.
Oh, yes.
And the
that was
snake
excellent.
staff on the cruise. I wasn't on the cruise, but those pictures, I was just like...
Yeah, I didn't see them in person, but I saw the pictures online too.
Unbelievable. That box especially.
Great question from Linda Andrag. Clade is just like a biological grouping of related organisms, essentially.
Yeah, these are the questions where I'm just sitting here like, I'm going to stay in my weather lane.
The correct answer is Ophidian. Ophidian.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right? So it's cool. And what's interesting about them, so not only does it include snakes, but it obviously includes extinct forms, but also some living snake-like forms too. So there's actually some that you can Google if you go into Ophidians and pull off some of the ones that are kind of on the fringe there. But some of them like have a snake-like body, but little tiny legs.
They live their life on the Ophidian fringe.
Yeah, there you go. But I thought that was cute. So I was like, I'll use that as a question. So there you go.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Cool.
It just shows,
we
like when we tend to think of things, we don't necessarily think of like all like the full grouping, but that one is broad enough that it includes snake-like forms with those little legs and not just pure, smooth snakes as we're used to.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you said Ophidia and Ophidian both would be acceptable answers, right? Or is it just
the N is optional. I'll take that. Yeah.
Perfect. In that case, the people for this round are David Take Chi, also Glenn Iverson, and then Lunar.
Good job, you guys. All right. Dr. Ann Marie.
All right.
Okay.
Through what device or body part does the Borg send nanoprobes into another being? Being. This is the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah. I wonder how many nightmare-induced Borg nightmares have been.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So many.
Oh, it's interesting. I think people are misinterpreting the question.
Oh, okay. So that thing that kind of basically, I'm trying to say it without saying one of the words. It's two words. Two words. First word. Just kidding. Okay. Yeah. I think it's flying by such. Yeah, I think we can accept that. Yeah. The correct thing is, the correct terminology is according to the Star Trek Encyclopedia. Injection tubule. And I just wanted to bring this up because I think nanoprobes are so fascinating. And as science has progressed since Voyager, there's a lot of work being done on nanoparticles, nanostructures, which are obviously really, really small particles that would carry different medications that are specific to organs. So one area where this comes up a lot is diabetes type 1, like Noah AK is raising money for with his Kickstarter. I mean, not for this, but this research, my guess is included in what the greater organization funds. But yeah, it would target. It's the nanostructures, nanoparticles would go through your bloodstream, like see a receptor on the pancreas, which would cause it to like change structure, release the medication right there at the pancreas. So the nice thing about like specific sites where things work is that you have less side effects systemically because it's all delivered to the right place. So it's super cool. And every time I hear nephromes, I get really excited.
See, there's a little bit of arguing in the chat about that one on both sides.
Oh, no. I mean, technically, the tubules are part of their body. So,
because the Borg's body is not just the biological part, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I think I said
biological and
structure
technological
too, right?
components.
Ah, there you go.
Or what device/body part?
There you go.
Got it.
Well, we have Faith Howell coming in with that one. Also, Robert Kaiser. And then we also have Andrea G.
All right. So one more round. I think that we're going to wrap it up after that. Meteorologist Katie, you're up.
All right. This type of storm forced Captain Archer, Commander T'Pol, and Siren to seek shelter in a cave while in Vulcan's forge.
Mm.
Yes, I've been on an Enterprise rewatch, so a couple of the questions have been Enterprise. I'm just like, okay, yep.
It's a long road.
I need to rewatch more of it.
Oh my gosh, now it's going to be stuck in my head.
Oh man,
we got an
there's some that
explosion
are
of answers
close.
there.
Oh, there are some that are very close. Ooh. Okay, I think
this one.
yes, handworms. Okay, I think we have enough. Yes. Okay, so it is a Sandfire storm. So I'll take Sandfire or Sandfire storm, which honestly, it goes back to the whole lightning has killed sort of thing where Sandfire, oh gosh, that'd be awful. Faith of the Heart. Yeah, no,
Sorry.
lightning is it. You can have sandstorms that generate lightning. Same with volcanic eruptions. It just depends on if you have the rubbing together of particles that causes that charge difference, and boom, you have lightning. So Vulcan got it right. I'll tell you that.
Nice.
So I believe because you had to have Sandfire at least, if not Sandfire Storm. So that, oh gosh, that would be Lunar coming in with the number 1 there. Then we also have, oh my gosh, you guys had so many. Glenn Iverson, and then we also have.
Thank you.
Where did it go? Well, there was another one, but I missed it somehow. I'll get back to you. I have to scroll through the comments.
No worries. As long as we're keeping track.
Oh, yes.
Right. I'm up next. I'll jump in while you're looking that up. Thanks. So this is now back to Discovery, and this is also from this season of Discovery. Sorry, it's a little heavy on that one, but I was trying to come up with new material, so we had to use the new episodes. A version of this organism appeared as a terrestrial monster with legs in Discovery All Is Possible. That was the winter planet there. These colonial creatures, which they are colonial, are free-floating in the ocean, can be 60 feet long, and may even glow. It's not how it was depicted in Discovery. We have some guesses coming in. This might be a tougher one. We'll see. I like this one. That soul sucker thing Barclay saw on the transporter.
Oh my gosh.
I just watched that episode recently.
Poor Barclay.
Oh, Barclay.
There's at least one correct in there. I'm waiting to see if we get a couple more. Oh, we're going to leave it for a few seconds to make sure we stay on time.
We have quite the spread also in this sheet for answers. So keep going, guys. Push till the end.
I'm gonna do a countdown from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Dracorix got in there just under the gun there, but Glenn Iverson had said it earlier. The correct answer is pyrosome. Pyrosome. So these are like they're giant colonial free floating animals that live in the upper layers of the oceans and in warm seas. And what's really cool is Carl Zimmer, who's a science writer, he referred to them as basically, and this is what they look like, living wind sock.
The ultimate dish.
Really?
But it's these giant almost bag-like things,
I
and they can
love
potentially
that.
glow, and they can be 60 feet long. It's not like a giant crab-like thing that attacks on land. That's a very different thing. But it was still cool that they brought in that word, and they still mentioned it was colonial because they are colonial. So
I love
2
that
thumbs
Lunar
up.
just said, I just Googled it, and it's a weird tube.
It's a weird tube indeed. So I think that was Glenn Iverson and Dracorex. So
Gotcha.
And Dracorex had learned this on the cruise, which that's the power of science quizzes. You actually retain some information.
there you go.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, correct. Malissa Longo, like the board. Oops. All right, you ready, Dr. Emery? This is the last question.
Am. This is a favorite of mine. The doctor created a pair of holographic organs for Neelix. What organ?
This is one I knew. I was like, yes.
I know this one too,
Okay.
which
I love
is
this
my
episode so
surprise.
much. So when I was 10, I was the oldest of 5 kids when I was 8. So we had like a million kids that were little. We had this conversion van with a TV in it. And this episode had just aired and we'd tape them on VHS because it was on too late. So we were like on the way back from like a special occasion restaurant watching this episode in the little TV in the van. And it was just like such a special moment where I was like, this is awesome. And I think that's like the first time I'd heard about transplants sort of. And then
Awesome.
I did a bunch of research in transplant and I just love it. Yes.
Like
so the answer is lungs. It's from the episode Phage. And the really cool thing about that is that basically your lungs are just like a membrane where it's used to filter, obviously, oxygen into your blood and get rid of the bad CO2 to get out. And how that does that is like acid-base chemistry. So it's kind of interesting that the doctor was able to decipher Talaxian acid-base chemistry and make that membrane exactly correct. And then the other really cool thing is that he has to stay like exactly in place, because if you think about it, when you breathe in and out, your lungs, like there's not a huge like range of error for where your lungs are in your chest. So yeah. I just love that episode so much. So I had to include
Totally.
it.
All right, who are our winners for that? We're just
that one. We had Matthew Wilcoxon, also up towards Alex's brain, and then we have DJ Kitty Cat.
Awesome. So who are our big winners now for the whole show?
All right. Well, so far at the top of the list with 10 correct answers, tied together, we do have Glenn Iverson and Lunar Nimue.
Okay, Glenn Iverson and Lunar Nimue. Good job, you guys. And
Fantastic.
do we have a third place?
I believe we do. That is coming in at 7 answers, and that would be DJ Kitty Cat. DJ
Kitty Cat. All right, all you guys, send me a message. What I'll do is we'll just give both people who got the first prize the mask. I'll just order an extra mask because we don't have time for a tiebreaker question at this point. But kudos to you guys. Thank you to everybody for playing. And
thank you so much.
Yes.
Even bigger thank you to meteorologist Katie and Dr. Ann Marie Segal for being here. Follow them on social media and YouTube. There are links here in the description box of this episode, as well as links to walking art made by Melissa, where you can get shirts like this, as well as buying your own mask like this, even if you didn't win. Just to celebrate the Lappies, you can get your LLAP mask now. And to click to go to the next episode of the Virtual TrekCon, there's a link at the very, very top of the description box there. So thank you all for playing. Yay, science. Woo.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.